Happy Monday. Time to take a look at what's going on in the markets. Some things I've looked at over the weekend and what I'm looking at right now. Trade war, man. We're going back to trade war. That's getting pretty damn clear. That Trump's going to lay off some more tariffs, it sounds like, and basically take us backwards. I'm not going to blame him on that necessarily, but the whole trade war fiasco is going to go backwards, it looks like. And that's creating a big impact on a lot of the markets we're looking at. And one of the markets I watch really close, an indicator of relations between the U.S. and China, is logically the USD CNH, which is the dollar renminbi cross rate, which you can trade at a whole bunch of exchanges at TT. You can trade that at CME, which is it's symbol CNH. You can also, if you have other exchanges, you can get to renminbi. My favorite place to watch is actually SGX, and at SGX the symbol is UC. And you can also trade it at KRX, which is Korean exchange. You can also trade it at HKX, Hong Kong exchange. Anyway, going back to it. Last night I was looking at it, and it rallied all the way up to like 715.77, just below 716, which is kind of, it was set up for the highest level it's been in pretty much 2020, just below there. On a closing level, it would have been the highest, but it's actually been up, it's been higher intraday, but it kind of fell off there. Kind of curious why it fell off. It went from 715 back down to 713, and at 715, I'm thinking it's just the trade war. I think it's China's basically saying we're going to let this thing float. We're going to let the renminbi just keep falling down because that really hurts trade relations with the U.S. It makes obviously their products look really tempting over there. Things are really cheap over there. It hurts our trade, so it kind of backs us up a little bit. But we fell all the way back down to 713. I don't know why. I don't know why it reversed. I'd be curious to know. If anyone's got a story on that, I'd like to hear that. Why did dollar renminbi fall apart last night a little bit? It didn't fall apart, I would say, but it reversed. It seems kind of curious going into the relations that we have here with the way Trump's been sounding off. But he wants to kind of retaliate against China and put more tariffs out there. So what's that doing to the markets in general? It's hurting a lot of stuff. Grains are just getting crushed again. A horrible thing to say, as always, but corn's getting smacked down hard, wheat's getting smacked down, soybeans getting smacked down. Goes down to the softs as well. Cotton's getting beat up really bad. Cotton at ICE is down. It's down 2.3%. It's down 147, 2.3%. Sugar's getting hit. Not sure how the trade affects that one as much, but grains, like I said, got hit pretty bad. Although they've actually bounced. It's kind of curious. The corn is still down, 4.25. Wheat's down 6.25. Soybeans are down 12. So they're all down, between 1 and 1.5%. Like I said, dollar index is up a little bit, but not really that high. Where it is doing really well, though, unfortunately, is against the real, Brazilian real. I'm looking at a B3 right now instead of the CME contracts. The CME contract's a little thin. CME contract's actually up a little bit, actually a 30%, but down in Brazil, where it's a little more liquid of a contract, the dollar is up almost 2%, 190 basis points right now. It's up 102. So strong dollar hurts our grains. It's an issue. That's definitely something watching real close today. Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin got smacked down a little bit. Kind of not too surprised, I guess, but it's got up. What was our high overnight? High overnight was 91 and change. We're back down to 87 and change, so about $400 off the high. What else want to look at? I'm building a couple. Want to look at European growth. European growth rates just looked really bad last night. It wasn't really growth, but it was PMI. PMI came in about online, but the expectation is just horrible. So that's not helping things at all. If you look at the rates markets right now, rates markets were kind of twisted a little bit because rates futures are higher in the U.S., higher in Canada, and actually higher in the U.K. The gilts are trading higher, but Bund is down even worse now. Bund is down 44. So Germany's getting hit a little bit while the rest of the world is not. And you can see that really closely if you look at the equity indices. Equity indices were only down. What are we down? We're down 19.75 in the E-mini. Euro stocks are down 81. They're down almost 3%. And Sweden, for some reason, I don't know why Sweden, but OMXS 30 index futures are down 4% at NASDAQ EU. I don't know why they're down so bad, but they're getting hit really bad. So keeping an eye on that. But back to those numbers, the PMIs came in kind of in line, but the numbers they're in the 30s. I mean, that's not a healthy number at all. And another really ugly number that came in last night was Hong Kong. Hong Kong GDP came in at down. GDP growth rate year over year is down 8.9%. So that's kind of ugly, very ugly actually. That's kind of about it. Working on a couple of algos that might be of interest. Hopefully, get those out in the next week or so. And outside of that, I'm signing out. Got anything to talk about? Send me a message. Have a talk. Take care. Bye.